Hi. We are back again, and what we do is to chat and take a conversation with others to improve our communication and English speaking, which is very great and which is very necessary for anyone who wants to be a great English speaker. Like who wants to be a great English speaker? I think it's a necessary thing. Nobody wants. Everybody has to need that thing in themselves. And like yesterday, I met a person and that person was about 50 years old and he was learning English. Can you imagine a 50 years old and he was advocate. He don't like his English was not very good, but the thing is that at that age he was learning English and he was so motivated. The thing like he was giving me some great quotes about that okay, uh, the learning don't have any age. You can start this thing at whatever your age has, this kind of thing. Hey, Ram Prasad.
Hi man, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing great. What about you?
I'm doing great, bro. Where are you from? Hamza, right?
Yeah, I'm Hamza. So basically, I'm from West Bengal. Yeah, and I'm a student.
West Bengal?
Yeah, West Bengal.
Okay.
Yeah. Where are you from? Like, are you from West Bengal too?
No, I am from Andhra Pradesh.
Andhra Pradesh. Okay, great. And what do you do?
I am preparing for jobs.
Okay, great. Like, also, what you have done? Like, have you done your graduation yet, or just by?
Yeah. I
Okay.
done my graduation with BCom Computers
Oh, great.
in
Become with
2021.
computers.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Like, I'm still doing college. Like, I'm in a second year and I'm doing philosophy.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's,
Philosophy.
yeah, philosophy. I know
That's really interesting subject, man.
yeah,
I love to
it's
talk about
very,
talk
yeah, I
more
know
about it.
it's very interesting, but when it comes to job, it's very uninteresting. Like, there are very less job for the philosopher or those person who have done any kind of a
Okay,
philosophy.
okay, okay. Can I ask some more questions, please?
Yeah, you can ask. Like you can ask as many as questions.
Okay. Philosophy in terms of what does it exactly mean by?
Okay, great. There is a quite in philosophy, which I'm gonna tell you, and that is the thing about the philosophy. So, you know Socrates, the great philosopher. So,
Yeah. Socrates,
Socrates.
Osho, Nietzsche,
So
I know.
Socrates is the father of the philosophy, and there is a quote of Socrates that the quote is, "The unexamined life is not worth living." So, what is the meaning of that thing? The meaning of this thing is that you have to ask about everything, what is going on with you, what's going on with the nature. Like you are living this life and you have to ask about everything, your life, your actions, your past, your future, about all the things. So this is all about philosophy, asking questions about what it is, how it is, where it is going. Like question related, like whatever question you can ask. You can ask, okay, why I am doing this conversation right now. The conclusion would be because I want to improve my communication. Why I want to improve my communication? These kind of a things. Like you can ask question in very like various fields. Like why this mobile exists, why I exist. These kind of things. So philosophy is all about asking questions.
Okay, then my answer is like you see,
Hmm.
philosophy basically, na.
Hmm.
Some people says something about life. Some people says some other things about life, right?
Okay.
See, asking questions about future, present, and past. It's a personal chance, right?
No, like without asking questions, uh, what you will gonna do then? If you are not going to ask anything,
No, man.
okay.
See,
Hmm.
the purpose of life is nothing, right? There is no purpose for anybody in this world to do particularly specific things, right?
Hmm.
It's about your choice, right? See, for example, you and me are friends. You
Yeah.
may ask more questions. I
Yeah.
feel like asking questions is the worst thing.
Okay.
For you, it is important. For
Mm-hmm.
me, it's not important.
Mm-hmm.
Then, how does it work? Everyone should ask questions about present, past, future, and everything. Whatever it works for you, it might not works for other persons, right?
Yeah, yeah, you are great. Okay, so the thing is that
Then how can you say that asking question is the right thing? You got my point, right?
yeah, the point is that I'm not talking about the right or wrong. It's all depend on us. Like we are the describer, right?
No.
Uh,
See. I am also not talking about whether it is right or wrong because
mm,
there is no definition of like this is right, this is wrong. It's about the people how they take it.
mm-hmm, right.
So some people might, they take it right. The same thing will be taken by some people as a wrong.
Uh,
That the same wrong will be said taken by the same person at some other cost of time as a right. So there won't be like as you said wrong and right. But how one can say, you know, this
yeah.
should be like this, that should not be like this. How that works? I'm asking. I really would like to know more about philosophy.
Okay. So like there was a philosopher David Hume. So like like we can say that okay, what we have to do, or should we have to ask the questions or not, uh, whether like we have to ask about everything or not, or we should have to stop about these kind of things. The thing is that everybody has the same question, that why uh, things exist, like why I exist. The thing is, or if you are not going to ask, okay,
No
is
man, see,
okay.
Mr. Hemja.
Mm-hmm.
See, we feel always like, as per I know, I'm talking. If there is mistake, please correct me. If I
Okay.
am wrong, I don't feel bad. Okay.
Okay.
We feel like,
Mm-hmm.
this is the world, or this is the way that we should live in this world. That is the way that we should do. Blah blah blah. So many rules, regulations, restrictions, all these things. But there are still so many people who where they are living very far away from this digital technology and
Mm.
feeling like purpose of this life is nothing.
Yeah. So
So
what is your question, like what is the
and
purpose of
and my
life?
next question is,
Like are you asking about the purpose of life?
what is
Yeah, like why we
no
are
purpose
here,
of life? I
or what's
definitely
going on.
don't. No, purpose of life is nothing. It depends on say it depends on so many things to so many people. It's
Hmm.
we can't say one. So
Yeah, we can't say one thing, like
what is
everybody.
society mean by you?
Sorry, what is
What is
society?
society mean by you?
What is society mean by I? Okay,
Yeah,
so
yeah. How
I
do you
s-
defend society?
I see
How do you
society.
defend society?
Okay, first I have to tell you that what is society for me. I see society as a community where we gather and do some kind of a chores to make ourselves happy and to progress ourselves in the future. This is what society for
Okay,
me. And also there was a
okay.
philosopher that I mentioned, David Hume. He have read a lot of history, and he concluded that the main purpose of the society is to going further and developing in the future. This
Okay.
is society by some of the
So,
philosophers. Yeah.
okay, see, to become the philosopher, I strongly believe one should have strong mind and one should be brilliant at thinking.
Hmm. Yes.
Philosophy is not a joke. Okay. So, do you believe in marriage?
Marriage.
Yeah.
uh, as a sociologist, I believe that marriage is a very great, but as a philosopher, I don't prefer marriage. Like this is the thing, like for society it's very important. Without marriage, the society will going to collapse very badly, because all depends on the marriage. If marriage is will not going to happen, we will not going to make connections with others. So in society and in sociology it's very important. But like when I think about the philosophy, I think, okay, why I have to get married? I have to ask about the things, and I have to get to know about the things without doing these kind of things. So they are the differences.
Will you marriage or not? Tell me first.
No, like I'm too much about kind of a thinking person, and I will not gonna do this thing.
Why? Then you should think about society, right? As a philosopher.
Yeah, I also
If you
think.
don't contribute from your end, then whom can you ask to contribute?
Yeah, that's the thing. I also support the society, but the thing is, my philosophical thing is better than my sociological thing. The thing is that I can be wrong in the future. Might be the sociology thing might be very important. Might be, I'm not sure about. But right now, what I think is that my philosophical idea, or what I have to find about the ideas, is more important than making or contributing to society. This is the thing.
So making contribution to the society in terms of getting married, is it really good thing that you want to do or you would like to do? Because once you get married, you will definitely lose some freedom. Without freedom, life is nothing.
Yeah.
Then how you can decide to get married? That too as a philosopher.
Hmm.
If innocent people get married means that's okay because they are not, not capable of thinking much like you. But you are a scholar doing philosophy, can think better. You know the
No,
consequences of
I don't
marriage.
relate marriage with
You will
in
lose
in that way.
freedom.
Like there are various
Everything
philosophers.
you know about the marriage. Then
Like
how can you say one should get married for the well-being of the society?
no, like in the history of philosophy, there are most of the philosophers that have
No,
good
no, no.
marriage
See,
life. And like it's not
Rudra,
about the connection between the intellectual and the marriage. Like for the great philosopher Socrates, Socrates have a lot of freedom. Okay, but he was also married too. And I don't think that anybody has any kind of a great freedom compared to the Socrates. Socrates was like a person who asks all the time, like who, wherever he sits, wherever he goes, he he does what his mind tells him. Like, okay, ask this about this, ask about that thing, ask about that thing. And he was married too, he has a son too. So I don't relate marriage in that way. Like what we have seen in the modern philosophy, most of the modern philosophers were not married.
so what do you want to become? A traditional philosopher or modern philosopher?
Uh, the point like the thing is that uh, I can't be the traditional philosopher. I have to be the modern philosopher because there are some kind of a technology going on, the IT industry, and the scientific
You are
experiments going
thinking,
on.
no, no.
So in that way, like I have to go with the modern flow. I have to go with that things. Like tradition way, when we talk about the tradition way, we talk about the ethics and logic. I'm most concerned about the metaphysics, and whenever I have to relate the metaphysics, I have to use the modern technology.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
And
But you are telling like
hmm,
the great philosopher of Socrates,
yeah.
used to ask each and every question to know more and more, right?
Hmm.
But as a philosopher, one should use one's brains, right? How can you follow these philosophers blindly?
Yeah,
That is traditional.
that's great.
This is modern.
That's great.
See, there
That's a
should be
great
your
idea.
way, right?
But the thing in philosophy, some people thinks that okay, like whatever we have to know, we can know about those things by observing others. And there are other philosophers who say no, you can know all of those things by thinking about anything. Like you have to sit at one place, and if you're going to think about uh, very deeply, you will get the answers. So there are two differences in philosophy. One talk about this idea and another talk about this idea. So Socrates about in the first place, where Socrates, what Socrates thinks is that you can learn about the things and the worlds by observing others and learning by others. And there is a Plato. Plato was the pupil of the Socrates. Plato thought that no, we can learn all the things by thinking ourselves. What Plato thinks is that we don't have to observe other world or other people. All the ideas that we are going to experience or going to find is already in our mind. So there are two things in philosophy.
Okay, let me ask you some critical question. Do you believe in God?
I believe in absolute omnipotent, which is like I don't see any kind of evidence for absolute omnipotence. So, what is absolute omnipotent is
No,
when
no. Do you believe in God or not?
okay,
Omnipresent
what do
means
you
it's
mean by
everywhere,
what do you
right?
mean by God?
Huh?
What do you mean by God?
That's what I'm asking you.
No, no, you are asking me, do you believe in God or not? What's the meaning? Like everybody has different picture of God. What's your picture of God?
No, I don't believe in God.
No, no, I'm not asking you believe or not. What's you imagine? Like if I have to like tell you, okay, describe
No,
me
no.
the
See,
God.
see. Yeah. I
Ah,
will describe. God is something
hmm,
that is created by human beings itself. Other than that, there are no gods.
okay,
Yeah. What about you?
okay. So
What is according to you?
what like so I talk about the absolute omnipotence. So what absolute omnipotence is? It's a God, but there is no evidence for absolute omnipotence. The idea of absolute omnipotence is that like God has to present everywhere, but it has to be everything. For example, God has to be nothing, and God has to be something at the same time. And another example would be God has to be a banana, God has to be an apple, God has to be an animal, and God has to be an human being at the same time, not in different. Like you are a person, you have different age, I have different age, I have different background. We can say that okay, you are a different god or you are the same god, I am the same god. No, I'm talking about the same god at the same time. It has to be nothing and it has to be something. That's the absolute omnipotence. It's like beyond the logic. Like the god has to solve the 1 plus 1 equal 2, and at the same time he has to solve 1 plus 1 equal 3.
So you are believing that this world is, running because of God itself, right?
No, I believe in absolute omnipotence, but I told you there's no evidence for absolute omnipotence.
Omnipresent simply means God is everywhere.
Yeah,
In human being, in animal, in cat, in dog, everywhere.
yeah,
Which means created by God itself, the whole universe.
yeah.
Okay.
But
So
I'm
my
talking.
question is,
Okay,
see,
ask.
you, me, your father, my father, your brother, my sister, your friends, my friends, all the people on this earth
Hmm.
are created by God. Yes or no?
Not a creation. Like
According to
I
you, I'm
believe
asking.
in absolute. So when I add the absolute thing,
If not
it's
creation, then no. If not creation, then how can God be the
no. Like
God can be
let
there?
me complete, brother. Like I'm talking about the absolute omnipotent, not about the omnipotence. There are too many omnipotence in the too
No,
many
no,
religions.
no, bro. See. My question clearly is:
Hmm.
please don't explain me what you have studied.
Okay.
No, please answer me with your own mind.
Okay.
Like omnipotent, absolute. That is, keep it aside. That you read it in a somewhere book or some people you told me.
Okay, I have read
So
it. I
see,
have read this thing, but the thing is that
world is
if
very big,
if I
very
admire that
beautiful.
idea,
There are kinds of animals, kinds of blah 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 blah, lot of things.
hmm
So Our life is very, very, very micro short in this world.
Yeah.
So, do you believe this universe is created by someone else, some god, or creatures, Jeist, or Hindu, or anything? What's your take on this?
No, I don't think about this idea. Like, uh, in that way, God doesn't exist.
Then how can you say God is omnipresent in the God,
So I'm not
the
saying the
dog man,
omnipotence.
blah 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 things?
No, I'm not saying the omnipotence. I'm talking about the absolute omnipotence, which you are not able to understand the point. Absolute omnipotence is different compared to omnipotence God.
So you also believe that God is not there, right?
Yeah, when you talk about the
Or,
omnipotent God, no, there's not a omnipotent God, because there are too many problems with omnipotence God.
okay, that's great.
Yeah.
Hmm. Can I ask one more question, which is if you don't feel bad about it?
No, no, I didn't feel anything bad about the previous questions.
Okay. Yeah. You believe in sex or lust?
Lust.
Very critical question. Think and answer.
About lust.
Do you believe in sex or lust or love?
Uh like, what I believe is that love is some kind of affection that we have by living with some others after so many days, years. What lust is our desires that we have in a biological way. So this is a separate thing. So yeah, these are the separate thing for me.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
So, if see
Yeah.
one goal come to you, okay,
Hmm.
she loves you very, very much. At the same time, you also loves her very much.
Okay.
Now the question comes to is,
Hmm.
she offers you like either you should love her
Hmm.
or you should have sex with her. What do you choose?
Okay.
Don't
That's
tell both.
that's okay. I have to choose one. Okay.
If you choose only sex, then you should only meet her for only sex. Other than that, nothing else. No what's more. If you choose only love, you should only love her. Whatever she does only.
Hmm.
Now tell me, what do you? What do you choose from her beautiful, from the beautiful girl? You choose lust? Hello?
Yeah, yeah. What I would choose is love. I would choose love compared to the lust,
So,
and
so,
I have the reason for that thing.
so,
Because
so, so you choose love, right?
hmm, okay, that was a very great and very intellectual person. He was doing BCom. He has done BCom in computer science, in computer, not computer science, and he's preparing for some government exams. But he has a very great knowledge about philosophy, and yeah, as you can see this video and can see that person, his thought of thinking was too great, like very far from or compared to too many people. It was a very great conversation with these kind of people. I love to meet these kind of people all the time. They are the real Socrates of this life. Yeah, so that's the thing. Yeah, and uh, I would end this video by saying the unexamined life is not worth living, cause you have to ask about a lot of things, and be rational person, be intellectual person, ask about the things, know about, know, get in the knowledge of things that are have surrounded you or around you. So this is the thing. Yeah, so bye.